Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to the English grammar lesson level beginner. This is an English lesson, so I will try to speak in English as much as possible. But please remember, this is an open lesson, so if you don't understand or want me to translate a word or a phrase, please just stop me anytime and I will be happy to go back. This is the only rule that we have. If you will like and enjoy today's lesson, don't forget to log in next Tuesday at 11 o'clock. But before, visit our website, online.teledom, where you can find all the scheduled online meetings and online lessons. If you become a guest of our educational website, you can get recordings of past lessons and past meetings. So that was the introduction, and let's jump to today's topic, and that's present simple and present continuous. So today we will talk about the difference between these two present tenses. We will talk about how to use them correctly. We will talk about the structure, so how these two tenses look like, and how to use them. So let's start with the present simple. The basic rule is that we use present simple to describe general things or facts. We can also say the general truth, the things that are always true. So for example, the earth goes around the sun, or Bratislava is the capital of Slovakia. So all the facts. We use present simple to talk about permanent situation. So something that is permanent and lasts for some time. So for example, the cafe opens at 7:30 in the morning. Or this lesson takes place at 11 o'clock. So facts and permanent situation. We use present simple as well to describe habits or customs, we could say. So habits are things we do regularly. We do them often. So for example, I usually go away at weekends, or he runs every other day. So habits. We use present simple to express how often we do things. So we use the time adverbs. So for example, Julie doesn't drink tea very often. So we are expressing how often. When we are expressing how often we do things, we use these words. Always, every day, or every week, every month, every year, often, sometimes, twice a day, twice a week, twice a month, 4 times a week, a year, 4 times a lesson, or rarely or never. There are more adverbs like these, but this is just an example. So we use present simple to talk how often we do things. We use present simple as well when we describe what happens in books, plays, movies, and etc. So we are describing what is happening in the book. So for example, at the end of the book, the detective catches the killer. So we describe what happens. And the last example or last case, when we use present simple, I want you to focus on this one. We use present simple to talk about future events which are part of a timetable. So when you think about it, they are future, but they are scheduled. They are part of timetable. So for example, my plane leaves at 8 o'clock. So we use present simple because we know the exact time and it's scheduled and it's part of a timetable. So one more time, we use present simple to talk about facts or general things, permanent situation, habits or irregular things or actions. We use present simple to describe plays, movies, or books, and about events or actions that are part of a timetable. Let's look at the structure of a present simple. So it's easy if you want to create a sentence using present simple. Just use the pronoun I, you, he, she, it, and etc. Then we add the verb and then the rest of the sentence. Here comes one thing that we need to add the s at the end if we use the pronoun he, she, or it. So for example, I work, but he works. They teach, but she teaches. Remember, and always focus when you're creating a present simple sentence using he, she, or it. So don't forget about the s. So that's the affirmative sentence. So just a simple sentence. But what about negative sentences or questions? We use the helping word do or does. So when we are creating a question, do or does comes first. So we use do, and then comes the pronoun I, you, they, and etc. And then the desired verb. So, do you work every day, or do they drive to work every day? Be careful when we want to use the pronoun he, she, or it, we need to use the word does. So creating a question would look like, does he work every day? Or does she drive to work every day? Does it work, for example? So remember, third person in singular, that is he, she, or it. We need to add the s, or in a question, does. What about the negative sentences? Like in a positive simple sentence, we start with the pronoun I, you, he, she, it, we, and they, and then we add don't or doesn't. Be careful, we use doesn't with pronouns he, she, or it. So it's easy. I don't work during weekends, or she doesn't drive to work. So that was a little thing about the structure, but today's topic is really to talk about the difference between present simple and present continuous. Please, if you have any questions according to present simple, now is the time. Okay, if there are no questions, let's move on to present continuous. So on the other hand, present continuous we use when we talk about things which are happening at the moment or now. So for example, you are working very hard today, or you are sitting at the moment. So there are no facts, and no, it's not a general truth, but it is happening now. So other case when we use present continuous are temporary situation, not permanent, but temporary. So, for example, Today, it isn't raining today, or it is raining at the moment, so it's a temporary situation. The third case, when we use present continuous, it's a little bit tricky, so I want you to focus on that. We use present continuous to talk about definite future plans. If you think about it, it's difficult to predict future. But if we have plans and they are definite future plans, we might use present continuous. So for example, the sentence, we are leaving tonight. It means you already have some kind of ticket or you have a plan. So you know you are leaving tonight. Please note these three words that we use with present continuous, and that it's today or this week, this month, this year. But a lot of times you could hear a phrase at the moment or now when we are using present continuous. Let's move on to a structure of present continuous. So this is a little bit difficult or more difficult than present simple because we need to add the pronoun. We are starting with the pronoun. So I, you, he, she, it. Then we need to add the verb to be in a correct form. So for example, I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, and they are. So the correct form of the verb to be, and then we add the desired verb with the ending ing. So for example, I am driving at the moment, or she is working at the moment. They are doing a homework at the moment, for example. So always remember pronoun, the correct form of verb to be, and the desired verb in the ing form. Little note, we use present continuous when we talk about changes happening around noun, especially with these verbs. It's very good to remember these verbs, but as you use English more and more often, it will get to you and it will get natural with you. So verbs like get, change, become, increase, rise, fall, grow, improve, begin, or start. We as well can use them in ing forms. So for example, is your English getting better? So it's a change happening over time. Getting better, it takes time. Or the population of the world is increasing very fast. As well, it takes time. So therefore, we use present continuous. Please, if you have any question according to present continuous, now is the time. Okay, if not, let's move on and to see the difference right away. So present continuous and present simple. We remember that we use present continuous to describe things that are happening now or around the time we are speaking. And on the other hand, present simple to talk about general things or general facts. So let's study the examples. The water is boiling. Can you turn it off? We are using present continuous because it's happening now. But the sentence, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, it's a fact. Therefore, we use present simple. Listen to those people. What language are they speaking? You can hear them, So you're asking, what language are they speaking? But if you ask, excuse me, do you speak English? It's a fact. It doesn't change any minute whether you speak or don't. So I ask, do you speak English? Let's go out. It isn't raining now. So it isn't raining at the moment. But on the other hand, it doesn't rain very much in summer. It's a fact or general truth. I'm busy. What are you doing? So I'm asking, what are you doing at the moment? I don't really have to add the phrase at the moment or word now, because if I use present continuous, the other person who I'm asking knows that I'm asking, what are you doing now? But if I ask, what do you usually do at the weekends? I'm asking about your habits or regular actions or regular events. Good. I'm getting hungry. Let's go and eat. So I'm starting to get hungry. It's a change that happens over time. But the sentence, I always get hungry in the afternoon, it's something that happens regularly. So next sentence, Kate wants to work in Italy, so she's learning Italian. So it's happening all the time. Maybe not at the moment, but she started in the past and she's still learning. But the sentence, most people learn to swim when they are children, it's a general truth or general fact. Therefore, we use present simple. And the last example sentence, the population of the world is increasing very fast. So it's happening over time. Therefore, I'm using present continuous. But to say, every day, the population of the world increases by about 200,000 people. It's a fact, and I'm using the phrase every day. Please, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. Okay, if not, let's look at the very specific example and talk about what is the difference between I always do something and I'm always doing something. You can hear both forms or both phrases. I always do something means I do it every time. I do it always or I do it regularly. So for example, I always go to work by car. Means it's my habit, it's a regular thing. But to say I'm always losing my things or I'm always doing something, we refer to things that happen too often or more than normal. So it's our bad habits. Remember that there are bad habits or things are happening too often. So for example, you're always playing computer games. You should do something more active. Okay, it's a bad habit. You're always playing computer games. Or Tim is never satisfied. He's always complaining. So as well, this is a bad habit. Therefore, we use present continuous. So before we start to do some exercises, let's really quickly review what we learned today. So present simple are things that are always true. The water boils at 100 degrees. The present continuous, we use when the things are happening at the moment of speaking. So for example, turn it off, the water is boiling now. Present simple we use for permanent situation. For example, Julie lives in London. but present continuous we use for temporary situation. Julie is living in Paris for a few months, but she usually lives in London. So permanent situation and temporary situation. When talking about habits, we use present simple. I drink coffee every morning. I drive to work every day. We could say present continuous are for new habits or temporary habits, but really focus on habits and regular things to use present simple. To talk about future, we use present simple only for events or actions that are part of a timetable. So if there is a timetable or schedule, we could use present simple. But if we are using for our future plans, we therefore use present continuous. Remember that. Please, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask, because we will move on to do some exercise. Okay, if there are no questions, let's try to do the exercise. If you want to do it with me, you can, or you can do it on your own, and you can find this exercise in a chat box. I can put it right now. So you can find the exercise in a chat box, or you can do it with me. So let's start. Are these sentences right or wrong? Correct them where necessary. So number 1, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Is it right or is it wrong?
It's right.
Right, it's correct. Very good. The water boils. Can you turn it off? Is it correct or is it incorrect? And speak up if you know the answer. Okay, the second sentence is wrong. It should be, the water is boiling. Can you turn it off? Present continuous. We are talking about something that is happening now. Let's move on to number 3. Look, the man tries to open the door of your car. Is this sentence right or wrong? Think about it. This sentence is wrong. We would say, look, the man is trying to open the door of your car. It is not a fact. It is not a permanent situation. It is a temporary situation. It is happening now. So present continuous. Let's move on to number 4. Can you hear those people? What do they talk about? Is this sentence right or wrong?
Wrong, I think. It is also a temporary.
Very good.
Activity.
So let's create a sentence, correct sentence, please. Can you hear those people? Excuse me?
Who do they are talking about?
What are they talking about? Very good. Very, very good. Let's move on to next one. The moon goes around the earth in 27 days. Is it right or is it wrong? This one is right. Very good. It's a fact, general truth. Let's move on to next one. I must go now. It gets late. Think about it. Is it right or is it wrong?
Right.
Wrong.
No, it is wrong. I must go now. It is getting late. In this case, the change is happening over time. So it's happening now. It is getting late. Is it clear? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, very good. I usually go to work by car. Is it correct or is it incorrect?
Usually right. Right.
Very good. This is correct. Very good. Hurry up. It's time to leave. Okay, I come. So focus on this one. I come. Is this I come correct?
Coming.
I'm coming. Very good. Very good. I'm now coming. It's a temporary situation. Good. And last sentence. Paul is never late. He's always getting to work on time. Is this correct or incorrect?
Incorrect. He always gets to work on time.
Very good. Very good. So it's his habit. Or permanent situation. Good. Let's move on to the second part of this exercise. And I want you to choose the correct form of the verb. So let's do number 1. Let's go out. It isn't raining now, because we are using the word now. Good. Julia is very good at languages. She, 4 languages very well.
Speaks.
It's correct. She speaks.
She speaks. She speaks 4 languages. Very good. Hurry up. Everybody
Is waiting for you.
Very good. Everybody is waiting for you. Good. What about the next one? It's a question. So do we start with do or with are to the radio? No, you can turn it off.
Are you listening?
Very good. Are you listening? Because I'm asking about the current situation. But the second example or second question is no, just sometimes.
Do you
listen to the radio every day? So because I'm asking about the habit that is happening every other day or very often. So see the difference between are you listening to the radio or do you listen to the radio every day? There is a huge difference. Good. What about the next one? The River Nile to the Mediterranean.
Flows.
Flows. Very good. That's a fact. But the next one, the river, very fast today, much faster than usual.
Is flowing.
Is flowing. So this is the perfect example of a difference between present simple and present continuous. The River Nile flows to the Mediterranean, it's a fact. But the river is flowing very fast today, it's present continuous. It's a temporary situation. We usually grow our vegetables in our garden, but this year any. So which one do you think is the correct one?
We aren't growing any.
Very good. This year, so it's a temporary situation. Very good. How is your English? Not bad. I think it slowly. So it improves slowly or it is improving.
It is.
Very good. It is improving slowly because the change is happening over time. Good. Can we stop walking soon? To feel tired. So is it I'm starting to feel tired or is it I start to feel tired? Correct one. I'm starting. Very similar to the previous sentence or example, the change is happening over time. So let's move on to last few sentences where I want you to create the word. So Rachel is in New York right now. I want you to put stay in a correct form at the Park Hotel. She always there when she is in New York. So does anybody know the correct sentence?
She is staying at, and she
Very good.
always stays.
Very
there.
good. And
Always
she
stays there.
always stays. Very good. So stays. Correctly. What about next one? Can you drive? Learn. My father. So think about present simple or present continuous. So which one is correct? Can you drive?
I'm learning.
I am learning. Yes,
My
very good.
father is teaching me or teaches me.
Is teaching me.
Okay.
That's the one. Because it's happening now, or the change is over time. It's not a fact. Very good. Next one. Normally I work at 5, but this week I until 6 to earn more money.
Normally I finish work at 5, but this week I will work until 6 to earn more money.
I am
working
working.
until 6.
Yes. In this case, it is better to use present continuous, not will, because we have the definite future plans. You know, you are working every day this upcoming week. Very good. What about next one? My parents in Manchester. They were born there and have never lived anywhere else. Where? And that's a question. So how is it? My parents
live in Manchester.
Very good. And how does the question look like? Where?
Where do your parents live?
Do. Very good. Live. Very good. So we have 3 more left. So let's start with the Sonia. Sonia, for a place to live, she with her sister until she finds something. So at the moment, Sonia is looking for a place to live. And at the moment, she is staying. Very good. What about next one? It's a question, so be careful. What your brother do? He's an architect, but he, it should be negative, at the moment. So let's create a correct question.
What does your brother do?
Very good. What does?
But he is not working at the moment.
Very good. What does your brother do? And
he's an architect, but he does not work.
Yes, doesn't or does not work at the moment. And let's do really quickly the last sentence. I usually enjoy parties, but not enjoy this one very much. So how is it?
Present simple. I usually enjoy parties.
Very good.
I am not enjoying this one very much.
Very good. I'm not enjoying this one very much. Good. Please, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. Okay, if there are no more questions, I would like to say thank you very much for being good students. If you like today's lesson, visit our website online.teledom, where you can become a guest and read all the information. Thank you very much and have a nice day.